It is important to abide by the following safety guidelines prior to performing maintenance on this equipment. Turn off electrical power, depressurize and de-energize this product. Wear proper personal protective equipment, PPE, that meets plant requirements and any applicable health and safety laws or regulations. Consult the product's instruction manual for further details. From time to time, your sanitary valve requires routine maintenance to ensure peak operating efficiency. This video will teach you the standard service procedures of the SPXFLOW DA4 double-seat mix-proof valve. Servicing the DA4 mix-proof valve will require the tools displayed here. It is important to note the use of the recommended food-grade grease in the maintenance procedure to ensure proper operation of the valve and its internal components. Use of other brands or types of grease may cause damage to internal components, resulting in a malfunctioning valve. Please refer to the operation manual for additional details on where and how to apply grease throughout the maintenance process. Prior to removal of the valve from the process line, the control unit should be removed and set aside during the maintenance procedure. Disconnect the main air supply and the air lines from the control unit to the actuator. Loosen the two clamp hex bolts with a 3 mm hex wrench at the base of the control unit. Once loose, lift the control unit off and set aside for safekeeping until the maintenance procedure is complete. For valves designed with a proximity switch holder, release the screws at the proximity switch holder and remove. Before attempting removal of the valve insert from the process line, verify that pumps are locked out and tagged out and that all pressure has been removed from the process line. 2 retaining bolts and 1 jacking bolt will be required to safely remove the valve insert from the process line. With a 13 mm wrench, remove 2 of the flange bolts on opposite sides of the flange. In the same locations, insert the 2 longer retaining bolts until the thread is flush with the flange bottom. Note that the retaining bolts should not be threaded in all the way. Once the retaining bolts are in place, the other 2 flange bolts can be safely removed. Insert the jacking bolt into the threaded jacking bore and turn with a 13 mm wrench until the valve insert is elevated from the flange slightly and the seal has been broken. Do not remove the screw as it helps to reinstall the valve insert. It is now safe to remove the retaining bolts and lift the valve insert from the valve body. Carefully lift the valve insert vertically out of the valve housing. After the valve insert is removed from the valve housing, the lower shaft seal should be removed. To remove the lower shaft seal, expose the sharp pick end of the lower shaft seal tool by turning the black protective housing counterclockwise. Accessing from the top of the body, the pick should pierce the middle of the lower shaft seal and pull from its machined groove in the body. Care should be taken not to scratch or make contact with the metal surfaces in the valve body. Once the seal has been partially removed, lower the protective black cover back over the pick and tighten into position. Use the protective cover to pull the lower elastomer shaft seal and PTFE seal out of the body. With the valve insert removed from the body, the valve can now be taken to a workstation to complete the maintenance procedures. Note that removal of the yoke cover guard is not necessary unless better viewing of the yoke area is desired. Remove the operating cam from the guide rod. In order to take off the adapter, remove the 4 screws. Remove the lower and upper housing seal from the valve seat. With 2 17 mm box end wrenches, remove the self-locking nut located below the lower shaft. Slide the lower shaft off the guide rod. To remove the middle seal, place the point of a pick tool along the side of the middle seal and pull it out of the groove, taking care not to scratch the lower shaft. Once the seat is partially removed from the groove, the remainder of the seat can be pulled out by hand. Take the quad ring on the lower shaft out of the groove. With a 32 mm box end wrench, Continue with the removal of the stop screw, exposing the lock washer and safety nut that is located on top of the main actuator cylinder. Take the guide rod out through the top of the actuator. Using a pick, remove the O-ring from the groove located in the middle of the guide rod. Remove the operating cam at the upper shaft. Unscrew the safety nut. Hold up the lock washer with a 30mm wrench to keep it from turning. Caution should be taken to keep the wrenches straight to avoid seizing or cross-threading when unscrewing. Remove the lock washer. Lift the actuator assembly with the yoke off the upper shaft, followed by the removal of the valve seat rinse chamber and seat ring. Slide the valve seat and then the seat ring over the balancer of the upper shaft. With the seat ring in hand, remove both seat seals. To remove the upper shaft seal, place the point of the pick tool along the side of the seat seal and pull it out of the valve seat. Then remove the PTFE seal. Remove the quad ring and guide ring from the groove of the valve seat. Make sure that all seals and bearing surfaces in the product area are slightly greased before their installation. Place the quad ring and the split guide ring in the valve seat. To install the upper shaft seal in the valve seat, first insert the PTFE ring, then press in the seat seal with the wide side to the front into the groove between the PTFE seal and the valve seat. Apply a thin layer of grease and install the upper and lower housing seals onto the valve seat. Press the symmetrical upper and lower seat seals into the seat ring. Check that the seal shoulder is a tight fit into the groove after each installation. Note the proper orientation of the seat ring with the notches on the top side. Slide the seat ring over the top of the upper shaft all the way down. Slide the valve seat over the balancer of the upper shaft all the way until the seat ring fits into the valve seat base. This may require upward physical manipulation of the upper shaft to align the pieces. Insert the upper shaft with seat ring and valve seat through the yoke and actuator until all pieces are metal-to-metal hard stops. Align the key on the lock washer and slide it onto the upper shaft. Apply grease to the threads on the upper shaft and then fasten the safety nut. Hold the lock washer with a 30mm wrench to keep it from turning. Tighten with a torque wrench to 40 Nm. Take caution that over-tightening of the safety nut could result in thread damage on the upper shaft. Screw the operating cam onto the upper shaft, ensuring proper orientation. For installation of the middle seal on the lower shaft, it is recommended to use the middle seal assembly tool. First, begin by disassembling the seal assembly tool. Position the lower shaft into the tool housing and lock it into place with the mating housing piece. The lower shaft should fit snug into the housing. Place the middle seal tool housing assembly with lower shaft into a vise and secure it. Now apply a thin layer of approved lubricant to the new middle seal and install it on the seat alignment guide ring, ensuring the proper orientation. Position the guide ring on the lower shaft, ensuring that the venting tip is positioned in the seal groove. Insert the thrust ring followed by the locking nut and thread onto the housing. Tighten the locking nut by hand or with a spanner wrench. Once tight, remove the locking nut, the thrust ring, and seat alignment guide ring. Next, remove the tool housing from the vise jaws and remove the lower shaft from the housing. Inspect the seat seal for even and proper installation. Next, apply a thin layer of grease to the new quad ring and install it into the internal groove of the lower shaft. Slightly grease and install the O-ring onto the guide rod. Slide in the guide rod from the top through the actuator until a hard stop is felt. Ensure the key is secure on the guide rod. Next, install the stop screw until it stops and tighten to a torque value of 10 Newton meters. Note that the stop screw must be flush with the top of the piston. Align the keyway on the lower shaft with the key on the guide rod. Slide the lower valve shaft onto the guide rod and fasten it with the safety nut. Tighten to a torque value of 40 Newton meters. Attach the control unit adapter with the recommended orientation to align with the air fittings on the actuator. Fasten the adapter on the actuator with the 4 screws. Screw the operating cam onto the guide rod. Before the valve insert can be installed into service, the lower shaft seal must be installed back into the body. Like the upper shaft seal, this is a 2-piece seal consisting of an elastomeric seal and PTFE carrier. The PTFE carrier will be installed first with the aid of the lower shaft seal tool. Install the larger diameter to the bottom of the body and use the housing of the tool to ensure correct positioning of the seat all the way around. Apply a thin layer of lubricant on the elastomeric portion of the shaft seal and maneuver the seal into position as was done with the PTFE carrier. Note that the widest part of the seal will face toward the bottom of the body. Once in position, use the housing of the tool to push the elastomeric seal onto the groove and work all the way around until the entire seal is flush with the PTFE carrier portion of the seal. The valve insert is now ready to be installed back into the process pipeline. The jacking screw should initially be kept in place. Note the orientation of the valve insert and carefully lower it onto the valve housing. Once the valve is in the correct position, remove the jacking bolt and install the 4 flange bolts. Tighten all bolts with a 13 mm wrench. Based on production schedules, it may be beneficial to stock a spare insert with newly installed seals to expedite changeovers and minimize downtime. To reinstall the control unit, set the loose clamp around the adapter and set the control unit back in place, being sure to align the position guides. Gently push the unit down until the control base and adapter come together. Next, position and tighten the clamp to secure the unit in place. Connect the numbered air lines on the control unit to the corresponding number air fittings on the actuator. Reconnect the main air supply. Finally, check the valve position indicators to ensure proper LED feedback of the various positions and adjust the sensors as necessary. For valves designed with proximity switch holders, set the holder in position and fasten it with the screws. Check to see if the valve closed or valve open feedback signals appear. Reposition the proximity switch if required. Actuator repair is typically performed only when necessary and outside of the routine valve maintenance already shown in this video. Seal kits for actuator maintenance are available for purchase. Check with your authorized SPXFLOW sales representative for details. With a 13 mm wrench, unscrew the 4 bolts and remove the yoke. Unscrew the top and bottom actuator screws with a 36 mm long socket wrench. A pick tool can be used to remove the screw from the actuator. Remove the V-seals and O-rings using a pick tool. Slightly grease the O-rings and V-seals with the recommended grease for the actuator. Install the O-rings and V-seals into the actuator screws, ensuring the correct orientation of the V-seal. Place the assembly tool on the end of the piston rod and slide on the actuator screw. The tool helps prevent damage to the V-seal and eases assembly. Tighten the actuator screws with a 36 mm long socket wrench over the piston rod at both sides of the actuator and fasten them. Repeat these steps for both the top and bottom actuator screws. Grease the 4 bolts and reinstall the yoke onto the actuator. Following these procedures will help you properly maintain your DA4 mix-proof valves to maximize operating life and maintain process integrity. To order genuine OEM replacement seal kits or tools, contact your authorized SPXFLOW sales representative or visit www.spxflow.com
for more information.